So the first one is personalised. We went through this a little bit, and I'm just going to do a quick share on this one. So what they were doing, once a month they were sending a newsletter. And it was just like every other osteo was doing. You know, they go to a service, the accountants do this all the time as well, and bookkeepers. They go to a service, they buy newsletters, and mortgage brokers and sometimes real estate agents do it as well. They go to one service, they all buy the same newsletter, they send it onto their database. Sometimes they let the service send the stuff onto the database, and everyone's getting the same email, the same content from everyone else, and no one's standing out, okay? That's what these guys were doing. They were spending a lot of money on pay-per-click advertising, a lot of Google, a little bit of Facebook, and they were getting some results from it. Little email engagement though. From their newsletters that they were sending out, it's no surprise, they were getting about a 5% read rate. So we introduced no more newsletters, cut them out straight away. We stopped all advertising. We did regular content videos and emails, pain points, literal pain points, got a sore knee, got a sore back, same thing as the yoga studio. This is going on like this, I can't get out of it. And so we introduced those. When someone clicked through, it showed that they were interested in that problem. And so then we send a series of extra content about that problem afterwards. Okay, so we do a broadcast to the database about runner's knee problems. Someone clicks through, then we send them all of these exercises they can do about runner's knee afterwards. We gave them more on the topic. We introduced, when someone had a literal pain point, someone's got a sore knee and they come in for a session, we click a box, and then they get exercises about knees, similar to the yoga studio. We tag them into an email campaign about that pain point and that exercise. In Clinico, they click a box and it syncs them across to Infusionsoft and sends the stuff out. What I'm going to do for you is I'm going to send you this stuff. You know, your accounting practices, you can do this all the time. You can do this with heating and air conditioning. What I'm going to do for you is I'm going to send you a series of emails and videos about what you need to do to maintain your air conditioner. Would that be okay? And say that, would that be okay? And they're like, oh yeah, that'd be great actually, because I can't remember anything that you just told me, and you just told me, right there and then. And so you get to nurture those customers after they're a customer as well and wow them a little bit more. Monthly events around community sporting groups. So we did, they did my swimming club as the first one, and we had some Olympic swimmers come in and do some coaching clinic for a weekend, and then Melbourne Osteo came in and they did a stretching session. And so Lauren, her name was, I haven't got my phone, got her phone. Hi, it's Lauren here from Melbourne Osteo, and we're down here at the Masters Swimming Club, and they were doing this coaching session. We've got all of these Olympic coaches down here, and the three problems that we find at Melbourne Osteo that swimmers have, aging swimmers, masters swimmers have, are number one, they get this shoulder problem because they're always turning their arm in. Number two is they get a sore neck here and they can't lift their head up, and they shouldn't be anyway. And number three is whatever number three was. And then the three exercises you can do is make sure you're doing these shoulder shrugs, make sure you're doing these stretches, so forth and so on. That's a broadcast to the database about the stuff that they were doing at the clinic. Does that make sense? So it's pitching them as an expert about swimmers when they're not allowed to pitch, they're not allowed to say, hey, we're an expert in swimmers, but it's pitching them that way. And then for everyone that clicked through, we send them an email afterwards that says, hey, I noticed that you clicked on our information about swimmers and stretchers. Would it be okay with you if we put you into the series of exercises to help swimmers because you've shown an interest in that? Would that be okay? And yes or no, or just click on the button below if you're not interested in this. So we just assume that they're interested and we keep sending it to them. Does that make sense? So they've shown interest in it, and then we send them some more content. And so the results, their email engagement was up by over 50% as a result of it. Actually, it was much more than 50%. Their email engagement now, their results are around 45 to 50% on their emails. The clinic engagement increase, this is the really cool thing. By sending out all this content, it's nurturing the customer or the patients while they're not even in there. Does that make sense? How many times have you been to an osteo and they say, okay, you need to do this stretch, you need to do that stretch, and you need to do this, and here, I'll jot it all down for you, and you walk out of there remembering the first stretch. You don't remember how many times you need to do it, or how often. How many times? Anyone gone through that? Just me. Okay, a few of us, thank you. So we put them into a sequence so that they automatically remind them of the things that they should be doing every single day after that. Customers were talking more about the content, Email responses were up, and this is really cool. In the 8-week period from May 7, we had total patient numbers, easily our highest and most consistent 8-week period ever. All we had running was the engagement series around, the pain points. And their visits went up. Is that what we want in our business? It doesn't happen straight away, it builds over time. But it will happen if you get this content out there. Really, really important. Okay? Make it personal. Segment the database. Okay? Let's segment, give people more of what they engage in, less of what they don't. If they don't click through to watch something, don't send them more about it. If they don't click through to watch something, don't send them a sales email about it. You with me? Less of what they don't. They were pitching themselves as experts because they were going off to these events. Accountants and bookkeepers, you could be doing this. So we've got to segment the database. The people that take interest in something, send them more of that. Make sure you're doing this, but be really specific as well. If someone opts in about apples, don't send them oranges.